It's the dynamics in the marketplace actually that we were, as you say, you were at the right place at the right time. You took opportunity of a situation that we could see developing. The situation was, if you go back to the late 90s, early 2000, clients were going on to from the commission-based system, clients were going to a fee-based system. Work was being centrally produced out of centers. A lot of the work was coming out of either Europe, was coming out of South Africa. And so the big clients where historically we developed communication locally, we would charge for creative, we would get full media commission. And suddenly the whole model changed. As a result of which, several of the large agency players that were operating in East Africa found it difficult to sustain themselves. In our case, we had gone on a multi-agency model since 1995. Secondly, we had already started branching out outside Kenya in the 90s, when the company was set up in '82. We're actually 30 years, Scanner is actually 30 years old this year. And so we were sitting in a place where we saw what was going on, and there was pressure on the revenue stream. So we said, okay, well, if you ended up with several front doors and one common back office, you would make significant savings to start with, because we were already operating on multi-agency model. We already had a separate media buying company, because again, media also, we saw that sooner or later in media and creative will be split, because that's what was happening globally. So '96 is when we set up our media independent, because knowing that's where the clients will go. We took the McCann agency, I think it was 2004. McCann was a full-fledged agency, had about 67 people working there. And when we acquired the agency, all we did was, we took all the clients, but only took 16 people. Because we had the capacity within the agency here. And suddenly the model started making sense. And in 2004, we suddenly looked profitable, extremely profitable. So I said, well, hang on, this seems to be the future. So how can we now multiply that effect? So at the same time, we realized that clients were also looking for other communication avenues from the agency. So we suddenly realized that the model was moving away from only above the line. Below the line was getting important. A lot of money was going below the line. Because by this time, consumers were having more media choices. Gone are the days of one TV station, one radio station. Consumers had choice. So media started getting very complex. Reaching the target consumer becoming more complex. And people were getting more exposed. Consumers are getting more exposed. So, we couldn't really just run an ad in television, expect people will rush and buy your product. So you needed activation in the store, you needed PR, and you needed market research and all the rest of it. So, we kind of looked at a company like WPP and said, well, hang on, we need to look at this model, but in a smaller scale, apply this in a smaller environment. And not only does it make financial viability, you're offering clients all the services, you're offering synergies, you're offering basically what the world is trying to do now, what we call IMC, integrated marketing. We've been doing that for the last 7-8 years. We've been providing that service to our clients anyway, by default. We realized that partnering with a company like WPP, they would bring a lot of strategic support to an organization like ours, give us a lot of credibility, bring a lot of clients. Clients will feel a lot more comfortable. And so it was a win-win for them, it was a win for us. And when we did the deal with them, the deal was not when none of us sold out. We issued new shares, some money came into the company. By this time we had done the IPO. And so we said, now we'll use this money to acquire other businesses and expand in other markets in Africa, which is what we've been doing now.